So you guys, let's get straight into this video. What you'll need is 2 boxes of Jiffy Mix, a cup and a half of milk. I'll add more milk to it later, but definitely a cup and a half of milk, especially if you're blending this. And I add butter to mine because I like butter in any kind of muffin, cornbread, any of that. I like to have butter rather than oil. Next, I'm gonna add 3 eggs. It only calls for 1 egg per box, but I like mine nice and fluffy. This is another add-on that I use is some sugar. I'm gonna use 1/3 of regular sugar. Next, use a capful of vanilla. Then we blend everything up. So as you see that it's gonna start getting thicker, and I don't want it to turn into like icing. You know, I know it's not gonna be icing per se, but we don't want it to be thick. So what I did was I added some more milk to it. That's why I said that you would need about a cup and a half of milk for this. So if you don't have one of these trays, you can purchase one at Dollar Tree for $1, as well as the papers. So I'm going to insert each one into the holes, and then we're going to fill them up with cornbread mix. Also, you want to make sure that you don't overfill them because cornbread does have baking powder inside the mix. So if you do, it's going to overflow everywhere. The only message I have for you about cooking cornbread in this gallon's air fryer is don't do it. Because this is my first time cooking it in there, and I wasn't too fond of it because it cooked the top of my cornbread and then finally it started cooking in the middle. And this air fryer only goes down to 350. Now, all the other air fryers that I did have, it went all the way down to like 290. So that's the only downfall about the gallons air fryer. Next time, I would definitely bake it. So let's go ahead and start with our chicken. Each one of these seasonings that I'm about to show you, you'll need 2 tablespoons of. You can just mix it up in a bowl. You'll need 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, chili powder, soul food seasoning or salt, paprika, and black pepper. And mix it all up in a bowl like that and just pour it all in your chicken. Next, you will need 3 cups of flour. If you want to, you can start off with 2. And you'll also need 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. Then 2 teaspoons of baking powder. This whole ingredients is basically 2 of everything in your chicken. And then I will be adding 2 teaspoons of sugar. Add a cup of milk. Then add 1/3 of water. Mix it all up until there is no dry flour at the bottom of your bowl. All right, y'all. Now it's time to add these pieces to our air fryer. Make sure you have like a plate or a roaster underneath it. That way it doesn't drain on your stuff. Okay? So, when you do this, make sure you shake as much batter off because or else it's going to be just this big old, I don't know, bunch of batter. And you don't want that. But luckily this wasn't like that. And I actually fried some of them too, and they look horrible. I think I might show a picture of what they look like when I fried them. These taste so much better in the air fryer rather than fried. So I'm gonna put it in the air fryer on 350 degrees, and I do it for like 30 minutes, but I check it at least every 10 minutes. So this is 10 minutes in, and I'm just putting olive oil on my chicken. I don't have like a brush or spray bottle, so I'm just gonna do the next thing I have, and I'm just gonna put it in a bowl and just dip my spoon in it and put the oil over it. And we're gonna put it back in the air fryer for another 10 minutes. And now 10 minutes has passed, and we're gonna flip them. I wasn't gonna flip them, but I think we need to. So let's flip these chickens. Sorry if y'all don't like to see blood. Maybe you need to turn your head away. But yeah, we're gonna flip this chicken and put him back into the air fryer for another 10 minutes. So on the stove, I was gonna do the potatoes in the air fryer, but I had too much going on in the air fryer. So I have my potatoes boiling. I peeled the skin off, cut them in slices because I feel like they're easier to mash up. And this is what the chicken wings came out to look like. Oh my gosh, so beautiful, so good. Definitely would try this again. This is my first time trying this recipe. So every recipe that I have on here is pretty much my first time doing it. I'm just doing it as I go. So let's finish making our dish. So once your potato starts to get soft, we will mash them up until they pretty much look like mashed potatoes. I like the sea salt, so I'm gonna use a teaspoon of the sea salt. Also, I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. Next, add 2/3 of milk to your mashed potatoes and mix everything in. I'm gonna also add 2 tablespoons of butter. I want to give you a glimpse of what inside the chicken looks like. And this is the outcome of the dish. I added some green beans that was on the stove with some red onions. Also some ranch on the side with the sauce. I don't really know what the sauce is, but it's so good. So I will leave a picture of that as well in the video. I got that from Kroger as well. I just put a little bit of parsley on the mashed potatoes to make it look kind of pretty, and with a little red salad on the side. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions about it, please leave them down in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.